in the city of Philadelphia. Ben Simmons has made it known, apparently, he wants out. In Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Inquirer reporting that Simmons has told Sixers brass he no longer wants to be a Sixer and does not intend to report to training camp, according to multiple sources. How does this complicate matters? Does it complicate matters? Because I'll tell you what, as I saw Ben Simmons perform in the playoffs this year and the way that the Philadelphia fans reacted, and that even in the thumbs down stuff with the Mets, who in their first game back with their fans, thumbs upping and thumbs downing, scored 5 in the 9th in their first game of the split doubleheader against the Marlins. A guy who slid across home plate into the arms of fellow thumbs downer, hugging it all out with the fans going nuts.
That's how he had to do it.
Javi Baez with Francisco Lindor against the Marlins. Not against the fans, against the Marlins. We'll discuss that a little bit later. But with all this thumbs down, thumbs up stuff and boo and all that business, the one thing that the fans definitely can't tolerate in the Northeast, in most places too, boo, you struck out, boo, you dropped the ball. I mean, at least the guys are trying, right? Simmons passing up a shot and passing it off. Passing up a shot, bunny. Dunk. Just to pass it off. That's the stuff that Philadelphia fans will not be able to brook. They cannot compute. They will not accept. That's why I thought Simmons' career in Philadelphia was over. I said it. Within 24 hours. That's it. That's a wrap. So him saying I want out makes sense. He knows it too. He's no dummy. He gets it. He sees it. And according to Chris Broussard of Fox Sports, we don't quote him too much around here, but what he said this morning definitely caught my attention. He said that Simmons wants out and has told everybody that he will go to any of the 29 other teams to play. So that's a good thing, because normally when somebody says, I want out,
there's a list.
There's a list, and there's also ties the hands of management to make the best possible trade.
Sure.
If he says, I'll go anywhere else, name it, in the NBA, not named Philadelphia, that makes things a little bit easier. So he's not even tying the hands of management. And it kind of does dovetail with the fans, because the door that they would like to hit on the ass of Ben Simmons as he's leaving Philadelphia, they don't care. Any other team other than ours, we're happy you can play for. So kind of like dovetails. So I don't hear this news today and think this is a problem. This is that. No. The writing was so on the wall. Simmons saw the writing. He knows the writing. He doesn't want to live the writing anymore. Why would he? He's an incredibly talented guy with a huge upside in his career. 9 more figures to make in just his next contract, right?
Still very young.
Yeah. So why stick with this crap? So I don't understand any Sixer fan outrage today, because you made it clear you don't want him around anymore.
Who said there's Sixer fan outrage?
I'm seeing some people here today on my Twitter feed. I know you're not outraged. You want him out. You've told him get him out, and you'd like to swap him out for Damian Lillard, which I say good luck to you on that front.
Yeah, I mean, also I heard yesterday initial reports where he wanted to go to any 3 of the 3 California teams. That was the first thing that came out. So the Kings, the Lakers, or the Clippers were initially.
Just bought a house here.
Mr. Broussard mentioned the other 26 are fine with him as well.
By the way, make that 28. I don't want him in Boston. Bye-bye.
And by the way, Rich, it's not that I wanted him out, but I did realize that at that point, knowing Sixers fans, knowing Philly fans, there was no coming back.
There was no coming back.
So it's not like even if I want him to stay, chances are it's not going to happen. So just give me Dame.
I saw a tweet today that somebody tweeted out, retweeting the that got tweeted into my timeline, that this was like an accountant storming out of his firm because they asked him to multiply. So
I have to do what?
So that's why I'm saying there are some people who view this as him quitting on it.
All I knew were reciprocal fractions.
So it kind of dovetails. City doesn't want him. He doesn't want the city. And he'll go any other city. So that's a good way to let the management know I want out and trade me anywhere. You go for it.
Yeah,
so
Rich, I'm not sure how much outrage there is from Philly fans because I'm seeing a lot of memes of Embiid showing them the door.
Well, on the Embiid fact here, he got upset because there was a story out in the Twitterverse today from, I guess, at the NBA Central, that the reason why Simmons is leaving is because there's such a terrible rift between him and Embiid that the Sixers reportedly had a pick between the two. We all know Embiid got the big fat contract, and now Simmons is being shown the door. And USA Today is reporting that that's part of the reason, and he was very upset about that. He retweeted out about how he loves playing with Ben. Stats don't lie. He's an amazing player. We all didn't get the job done. It's on me personally. I hope everyone is back because we know we're good enough to win. And then I guess Embiid kept stewing on it a little bit. And then tweeted out, I haven't forgotten, but 2 years ago, I got booed. People in Philly wanted me to be traded. I even shushed them. Only the real ones didn't, but I just put the work in that offseason to be better because I knew I wasn't playing up to my potential, which is okay. And then here comes the last line. Philly fans, y'all got to be better, too.
He had me up until that.
Now, he's caping for Simmons here, right? Because Philly fans got all over Ben. And again, some athletes are not cut out for Northeast fandom and competition. It's a different place. It's different.
Different.
Honestly, I grew up in New York City. I now go to games at Dodger Stadium. It's totally different. I remember one time, when it was a Subway Series, an Angels owner, Michael Eisner, was sitting next to the executive who was in charge of the Dodgers at the time. It was a movie executive who then was in charge of the Dodgers, whose name is escaping me right now. And they were watching the Subway Series together. I mean, the Freeway Series together. Angels, Dodgers, they were sitting together. And I thought to myself, there's no way on this green earth Steinbrenner and Wilpon would ever take in a Subway Series game together. Not a chance. Not a chance ever. Oh, yeah, let's have some camaraderie. It's all one big happy fun with the Subway Series. And all. No, that's not the way it would be. The Freeway Series, yes. Subway Series, no. It's a different spot, man. And if you are getting booed because you're missing shots and then you don't take your shot, it's tough to handle. So is Embiid saying the Philly fans who got on Simmons is the reason why they're gone? Because Embiid is one of the athletes who can handle the Northeast in competition. A few minutes later, I'm sure his timeline got really ugly. He put up, for clarity, I love the criticism. I love when I'm told I can't do something. It makes me work harder to prove everyone wrong, but not everyone is built like that. Hashtag fact. I added that hashtag. It's not up there. That's a fact. That's a fact. So if the Sixers did choose between Embiid and Simmons, not because of a rift, it's because Doc Rivers knows exactly what I'm talking about after playing some backcourt for the Knicks. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he knows what's what. And I'm sure Daryl Morey knows what's going on too. And it's fine if Simmons can't take the Philadelphia Heat and wants to get out of the kitchen. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. But Embiid also perhaps has heard some Philly fans say some awful, awful stuff. And again, like I told you, you have every right to go to a game and boo somebody for a poor performance if you feel so. And you have every right to boo somebody for lack of effort, passing up a bunny, because potentially you're concerned you can't even dunk it. But if you say something beyond the pale, and we all know what that means, then you don't have a right to do that. I don't know if that's what Embiid is saying, or if Embiid went even twitching in the Javi Baez direction of, hey, stick with us. Stick with us. We're human beings too. Stick with us. You're not really helping matters. And maybe Embiid's saying, you're not helping matters to the point where Simmons is now leaving town. And he's good enough the two of us could win, except they never could mesh in a way that made it seem like it was going to work. And now they're adding a whole bunch of shooters around them, best they could.
It could have worked.
It could have worked.
But he can't be on the
for
court
a couple of months.
He can't be on the court in the last 8 minutes, so he can't be out there.
All Ben Simmons had to do was dunk that ball.
And dunk it hard. He's 6'10". Just throw it down.
Trae Young was right there. Trae Young is 5'6". Like, he's not, and Ben Simmons is 7'4". He's not stopping.
I know.
He's not stopping him there.
But that's why it was
that's
about
the moment, Rich.
It was about between the temples.
Yeah,
that's the moment that these fans turned on him. And Embiid is right, much like Mets fans, Philly fans, especially Sixers Twitter, is really, even after wins, man. If you go and read Keith Pompey, whose tweet we put up, just go read like the comments after every Sixer game. It's just like you would have thought, even when they win by 10, you would have thought they lost by 20.
I guess, again, if you have a problem between the temples, it's difficult to play between Temple and Villanova. Thank you so much.
I'm here all week.
I literally just thought of that between my temples. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.